Welcome, Pisces. This is Jean, and this is my channel, Rebel Yell Rising. And this is your July 2017 reading. I want to say thank you guys for joining me. Thanks to all the new subscribers. And if you were with me at the beginning of June and saw that monthly video, then you know, as much as I love the Celtic Cross, I am doing it a little differently this month. So I am using the Isis Oracle card deck by Lana Fairchild. Not only is the art beautiful, but the message are very profound and deep. So I am doing a 5-card spread with the focus and the intention of bringing a message that will help you step into your power. What do you need to know? What can you do to really shine, to let your soul radiate out from within, to be strong and empowered, right? So one thing I noticed was, as I was shuffling this deck, it 3 or 4 times the cards just kind of in a clump fell out, right? Very heavy, almost kind of scattered energy, but it's been very heavy for you, very intense, right? I feel like maybe you've been carrying a heavy load or putting down some really heavy energy lately, right? So let's see what we have for you guys. And let me just, for some of you guys that might not really understand why I'm choosing to do a spiritual reading, or even some of you that just like spiritual readings, but you're not really sure why, just like an earthquake, right? What we're feeling on the Earth's surface has started at the very, very inner, deeper levels, right? So this is going to get at the core of your inner world so that your outer world will reflect, because as within, so without. So let's take a look and see what we have here for you guys for the month of July. Ooh, this is the spiritual issue at hand. So maybe this is that really heavy energy, not dark, heavy, right? Intense energy that I was feeling as I was shuffling the cards. I mean, it was big clumps were just falling out right of the deck. And what this is saying is that you guys are going through a period right now where you're maybe recognizing that there's something or someone in your life that is toxic, right? So in this story, I'll go over it real quick. The goddess Isis, this little boy was brought to her. He had been stung by 7 different scorpions. And the only way he could be healed was if every single scorpion was named, right? Because they each have a different poison. And because she was able to divine which scorpions were the ones that bit him, she was then able to name them and then defeat them. So you are going through this time period of identifying what in your life has become or is toxic to you. This could be smoking. This could be a codependent relationship. This could be porn, right? I mean, not I'm saying too much of it, right? I am not going to say, porn is bad, porn is good, whatever, but it definitely affects people and relationships. And that's when you know there's a problem. That's the problem with poison, is that you are dying, and whether or not you realize that you've been poisoned, you're feeling the effects of it, right? It's a slow death. The only way you can get help is if you recognize that you've been poisoned, one, and then know which poison it is, know what the poison is, so that you can then get treatment. Now, I'm not saying like to go to, like, you have to go to a rehab center because you're, on drugs. What I'm saying is that if you want to get over your addiction to cigarettes, you have to recognize it as an addiction. But if you're the kind of person that says, oh, I can quit anytime I want, oh, I can quit whenever, oh, I only have one when, I'm having a really rough day, but it seems like you're having a rough day every day, right? Then you're not going to really be able to heal until you recognize it as a poison in your life, right? So that is what you guys are going through right now. For the month of July, Spirit is saying that you guys are going through a time of realizing what is poisoning you, and then through your sheer willpower and determination to overcome it. And how you can heal on a day-to-day basis. Serpent of Fire. This is about expansion. And by realizing how much you've grown, how much you've learned, and by realizing that you have come such a long way. I realize, I feel like, so it's almost like the way you're going to be able to get over your addiction or your codependent relationship or whatever it is that's really like messing with your well-being and your life. And that could be like an internal struggle, like something that you wouldn't think of as a poison, but it could be something as having like no self-esteem, right? No confidence. That's a poison, because if you've got something beautiful to share with the world, but you don't think it's worth sharing, then that's like a slow death, right? So what this is saying is that, like, I think when you realize how much you have to live for, how much you have to give, and I don't mean this in the sense that like you might be contemplating taking your life. I hope you're not. And if you are, please reach out, get help. But I mean that in the sense of like, you have so much to live for, in the sense like you have so much to give, right? And I think if you realize how valuable and how beautiful your message is to the world, and your message could be a message of love, right? Compassion, helping a neighbor. It could be music that you write, right? Your message, and each one of us has a message to share. It's just done in a different way. Your message is so beautiful. I think if you realize how far you've come and how much you have to like give and offer the world, that would help you with moving past your whatever toxicity is in your life right now. And that could be like friendships, relationships, people that are like poisoning your mind, right? The gift that is coming to you this month, Pisces, soul retrieval. So what this is saying is that oftentimes during a relationship, a traumatic experience, it's usually when we are afraid of something hurting us, someone hurting us, something being taken away, someone going away, that when we become afraid, we give them our power. We give them power. We give them our power by holding us in fear, if that makes sense to you guys. So the gift that is coming to you for the month of July is taking that power back. So I feel like you guys have been, this is a very powerful month for you guys. You may have like subconsciously or even consciously, but maybe subconsciously been like really maybe coming to this conclusion. Like maybe you didn't even realize on a conscious level like what was happening or what you needed to do, but maybe you started to realize that you didn't feel whole, or that you were frustrated that someone or something makes you afraid of something and that you're just tired of it, right? And what this is saying is that you are going to be empowered, and you are going to either take back or be given back your power. This is not saying to go and confront somebody, especially not if it's a dangerous situation that you were in. But there's going to be this awakening, if you will, that you are no longer afraid, that they do not hold sway over you. They cannot make you fear them any longer, right? And the only way someone or something can make you afraid is if you let them. And that's what I mean when I say giving away your power. It also means like letting somebody make you angry, right? So it's not just about fear, but when you give someone the power to make you angry, you give your power away, right? And I know a lot of people are like, well, I'm not giving them my power. Well, when you get angry over something, and I'm not saying that you have to be like this cheesy fake smile on your face all the time, but especially if it's like a consistent type of like anger, right? Let me give you an example. So an example would be like driving around your town and there is crazy traffic, right? And you know that there's crazy traffic. You know it's bumper to bumper. You know that people are going to cut you off, and yet like you scream and swear and get road rage, right? Like from the second you pull out of your driveway to the second that like you pull into your destination, to the point where you're like seething with rage. That's giving your power away, because you are allowing an outside circumstance to really like have that much of an effect on you, right? It's okay to get angry, but don't stay there. That's giving your power away, right? We all feel anger. We all get angry. We all get pissed off. We're humans. That's why we're here. But when you stay there, when you stay in fear instead of like getting scared and then moving on, but when you stay in fear or you stay in anger, that's giving your power away. And what this is saying is that you guys, I feel like, have been really working on overcoming that, taking your power back, and it's going to be given to you this month. So good job, guys, because that is not an easy thing to do. It takes a lot of courage. It really, really does. The challenge for you guys for this month. All right, this is pretty good. This is a good challenge, Pisces. So this is about charging an object with energy or power, if you will, so that you can use it, right? Let me give you an example. If you guys are into crystals, right? Like amethyst and quartz and labradorite, stuff like that, and you use them for whatever purpose, I'm sure you're aware that like everything carries energy, right? So when you purchase one, you want to clear it, right? And then some people will charge their crystals with an intent, and then charge it with like Reiki energy, or charge it in the sunlight or the moonlight, or however, whatever tickles your fancy. So what this is saying is that you're being challenged to pick an object such as a wand or a crystal or a feather or a religious item, something that you particularly identify with, right? And charge it with energy and intention and power so that you can use it to focus your energy and power. All right? So, let me give you an example. So maybe if part of your soul retrieval is to take back your power, because every time you hear fireworks go off, you get flashbacks, right? Or some sort of like trauma, like PTSD. Say you're a veteran and you get PTSD. You might want to charge a particular crystal with the intention of, calm or courage, right? To really like reflect that and like amplify it. Then as you're working on that, hold the crystal or like use it in your work, right? That's what this is challenging you to do. That's why I'm saying it's a good challenge. It's a nice challenge because it's kind of fun to do. And it's very not intense. It's fun. It's on the lighter side, right? And then use it. Keep it with you. Work with it. Imbibe your energy into it. And the guidance for you, Pisces, for the month of July. Ooh, Divine Sun Child, Blessings of the Sun Falcon. And I'm going to, look at that. I'm going to read this one from the guidebook, but look, it's like there's two really big suns. Look at that color. It's beautiful. All right, give me a second. I'm going to look this one up in the guidebook real quick. And so for this card, where it is in the position, this is guidance for you from your higher self or your spirit guide, just depending on which you believe in. So the guidance for you is to let love flow to you. It's time to let your life flourish. No limits. To let that light burn bright and without veil, just like the midsummer sun burning without contest in the Egyptian desert. Blessings of the Sun Falcon herald the time when your divine legacy is being born. That's right now. It is your time to burn bright. I love it. It's beautiful, guys. What beautiful guidance from your higher self or spirit guides is that, like, this is your time, right? Now, pardon my French, but screw all those people, places, or things in the past that held sway over you. Screw them. They don't have power over you anymore, right? Let that sun shine bright. Let the energy of the sun like wash over you. Let it burn away any old fears, any old sadnesses, any old, angers, any old negative energy that's being held by someone in your past or a past relationship, right? Love yourself. Take your power back. And it is now your time to shine. That's beautiful, guys. All right, let's do a really quick recap, Pisces, okay? Because I know these messages are all really intense. Again, your issue for the month of July is to really realize what's been poisoning you. And I realize it, identify it, and then use that willpower, that strength and determination to overcome it. And you will prevail. How you can do that is by realizing how far you've already come. Realize how far your soul has expanded. I keep seeing like this guy like plodding through snow, right? It's like 6 feet of snow. And it's such a hard thing to do. Okay, well, not 6 feet, but it's like through a blizzard. And He's even got a green jacket on. So I don't know if any of you guys are wearing a green jacket or whatever, but he's plodding through the snow, and it's really hard, and he's really tired. But it's like he hasn't wanted to look back this whole time because he was afraid that if he looked back, he would want to go back. But what this is saying is like, it's okay. Like, just take a look. Like, don't actually go back, but like, take a second, turn around and look how far you have come already. And for that, as a healing message, I really feel like it means like, maybe you left like a really rough neighborhood and you never looked back because you were ashamed of how you grew up or where you grew up, or, you know, or maybe you were able to get away from like a life of like, I don't know, like gang violence, or, you know, just a crummy living situation that you just didn't want to go back to and you were ashamed of even. And that you were just thinking like, if I just keep moving forward and I don't look back, I don't really have to think about it, right? Because then if I think about it, like, it's part of my existence. But what this is saying is like, it's okay. It's not who you are. Like, look how far you've come. You're not there anymore. You have grown so much. And if you do that and you look at it and recognize and really realize how far you've come, that's going to help you really handle whatever toxicity is in your life. The blessing is taking back your power. Maybe in that old neighborhood, there was a gang that was really intimidating and you were afraid of them, right? And maybe by realizing how far you've come, that you're not a part of that anymore, they don't own you anymore. Take back your power. Maybe if you get nervous while thinking about, you know, I don't know, the neighborhood bully, right? Find something that would be sacred to you, charge it with energy, and that will be your talisman. It is powerful and strong because you make it that way. You set the intention, you charge it, you give it that power. And it'll help you focus your energy, focus your intention and direction. And then the guidance that is coming to you guys is to really shine, to really not hold back anymore. You see how much of the card that sun takes up? You see how bold and orange and yellow it is? I mean, it is golden. It is beautiful. Your guidance is to let yourself shine. Don't hold back. See, by this card, by taking your power back, it's almost like that sun. Hold on. That sun is starting to shine. It takes up a bit of the card, right? And it's kind of off in the distance. You're starting to take it back. And then here, it's almost like the whole card, right? Shine. Don't hold back anymore. That's the guidance for you guys. All right, Pisces. I really hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I would love any feedback, to hear your thoughts. Again, I appreciate the likes, the subscribes, the shares, the comments. It really supports the channel and just gives me feedback to know that you guys are, resonating with the messages. All right, guys, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next month.